You can see the juices running right through the knife, right through the cut. Today we're talking smoked turkey. If you have never smoked your Thanksgiving turkey, I promise you, you will never turn back to any other way that you've done it before. Smoking a turkey is the best way to produce a juicy, moist turkey that everybody will love. Try a smoked turkey and you will never go back, I promise. Now, first things first, this is a 3 to 4 day process. It's really hard these days to find a raw, ready to eat turkey. So most turkeys, as you guys already know, come frozen. If you do purchase a frozen turkey, it's really important that you thaw it in the correct way. You absolutely do not want to sit the turkey out on the counter to thaw. It's just not safe. So you have two options. I usually clear a space out in my fridge, thaw it in the refrigerator, or you can get a big cooler, clean out the cooler, or put it in a food safe plastic bag and thaw it out in a cooler with ice. The most important part is to keep the turkey cool at the correct temperature so it's thawing correctly. This particular turkey is already thawed and ready for our first step. This turkey is about 14 pounds. I like a 14 to 16 pound turkey because it's not too big so that the cooking time is extreme, and it's not too small so that it can't feed a good number of people. So I like to stick between the 14 and 16 pound range. The first step in cooking the perfect turkey is to brine it. What a brine is going to do, it's going to introduce moisture and flavor into the turkey. Turkeys are traditionally a really dry poultry, so you want to introduce as much flavor and as much moisture as you possibly can. And I have a two-step process for that, and the first step is brining. This is my brine that I have here. My brine consists of 1 gallon of water and a bunch of seasonings. You can cater your brine to your own personal preference and taste. I'm going to tell you what I use, but definitely feel free to use whatever seasonings you prefer. So what we have is 1 cup of kosher salt, 1 cup of brown sugar, 3 bay leaves, a 1/4 cup of mixed peppercorns, thyme, rosemary, basil. Now in the past, I have used a big cooler with a big Ziploc bag inside of the cooler with ice to brine my turkey overnight, but I just so happen to have room in my spare fridge this year, so I'm going to keep it in the fridge. We are also going to brine this turkey for a full 24 hours. So what I'm going to do is take a big pot and stick a big brining bag or a Ziploc bag, it doesn't matter, inside the pot. So we're going to set up our pot with the plastic bag ready to go. Fit our turkey into the bag. And then cover the turkey with our brine. Now your first mixture isn't going to cover the turkey completely, so now what you're going to do is just keep pouring in water until it covers the bird all the way to the top. Zip your bag closed and then put it in the fridge. Okay, now this is going to go in the fridge for 24 hours. And remember, if you don't have room in the fridge for this, get a cooler, get a big Ziploc bag and a bunch of bags of ice, and monitor the ice to make sure that it's not melted. You want to keep the turkey cool during the entire brining process. So we just got done brining it for 24 hours. Go see the last video for the recipe. I took the turkey out of the brine and I washed all of the brine off. I then let the turkey come up to room temperature. And now here comes my favorite part, which is injecting the turkey with our seasoning. In this cup, I have a stick of butter, some chicken broth, garlic seasoning, some hot sauce, and Cajun seasoning. Before we start to inject, grab a spoon and we're going to separate the skin from the body of the turkey. I take the spoon and I simply start at the cavity of the bird and put a little bit of pressure and allow the spoon to just get a little bit of separation. You don't want to forget the legs and the thighs of the turkey as well. And then once you're done with the spoon, grab a fork, go underneath the skin again, and simply poke a few holes up and down the cavity so that more juice can get into the body. Now it's time to inject. Assemble whatever injector you have. I will put what I used in the description below, and you're simply just going to fill up the cavity with your juice, and then just pick and choose a few spots in your turkey and start injecting. You'll be able to see the cavity plump up a little bit as I'm injecting the liquid. I'm going to go in spots that traditionally might get a little bit dry and just keep poking in there. Try to avoid the cavity if you can. You want to make sure all the juice is going into the meat. And just continue to do this a couple of times until you feel like you've really got a good amount of juice into the turkey. Again, don't forget the legs. For the next step, I've cut half a stick of butter into slices, and I'm going to season them with Cajun powder or Cajun seasoning, garlic powder. Now this is garlic powder, not garlic salt. You want to avoid garlic salt so you don't make your turkey too salty. And then poultry seasoning. So that's what your slabs of butter will look like. Make sure you get it all over the top and the bottom. And then we're going to take those pieces of butter and put them underneath the skin. This is why we separated the skin in the beginning. Again, you want to make sure not to forget about the legs and the thighs. Of course, you can completely avoid this step of the butter if you have health issues and butter's just not healthy for you, but we're doing this full throttle, baby. You see, I got butter in all the hard to reach places. That's what you want to see. Now for the next step, I am going to put avocado oil all over the turkey and put the seasonings that we just put on the butter on top of the turkey. The reason why I use avocado oil because it's good for high heat situations, and avocado is a good fat. So we're adding all these good, healthy omega-3 fats to our turkey. And you just want to make sure you get it all in the crevices so that the seasoning sticks to the turkey. Again, garlic powder. Next up is Cajun seasoning. Get it all over your bird. And then last but definitely not least, poultry seasoning. And you can go very heavy-handed on the poultry seasoning. Ooh. The last step is to drizzle a little more avocado oil to get it nice and wet again. This time we are going to add a little bit of salt, and we're just going to give it a good rub down. Stuff your cavity with some vegetables. I'm going to go onions, a little bit of apple. And this really is just to add a little bit of additional mass to your turkey so that the turkey cooks a little bit evenly. I am not one of those people that puts stuffing inside of the turkey. I prefer it to just be clean and flavorful. Last thing to point out is my turkey came with the thighs already connected, but if you don't have this contraption, then you want to get some twine and tie them together so that it cooks evenly in this area in the crevices. Okay, our turkey is ready to go onto the smoker. I'm gonna cook it for the first hour and a half at 275. Then I'm gonna turn it up to 300 until it's done cooking. We wanna make sure the internal temperature of the turkey gets up to 165 degrees. So I'm gonna use thermometers throughout the cooking process so that we make sure we don't undercook it or overcook it.
Okay, I'm just going to stick it on my smoker. It doesn't matter how you put it in because I'm going to rotate it throughout the cooking process. Then I'm going to stick in the probes for my thermometer and attach the thermometer to the side of the smoker. After about an hour, just do a quick rotation of your turkey. And if you have any side of the bird that's heating up faster than it should, face that away from the fire. Baste your turkey throughout the process whenever you want. Don't worry, that red is just from the red onion.
We just took the turkey off. We waited until the internal temperature reached 165 degrees. And let me show you guys what this looks like when I cut into the turkey. You can see the juices running right through the knife, right through the cut. You can see where we injected all those juices coming out. Simply delicious.
Now let me just give you a few tips on how to cut your turkey. Now obviously I've already sliced some off just to show you guys the turkey during this video, but basically what you're going to do is you're going to cut down the middle of the bone, cut off each breast, and then just slice each breast horizontally. That's probably the hardest part to cut, and then you can just cut off the wings and the legs and the thighs and lay it on your serving platter next to all of these slices. As you can see, you can just pick it up all together, lay it on your plate, and bon appetit.